note on Strategies of Seduction, aka Strategii ale Seductiei by Gabriel Liiceanu. And a note made near the police academy of all places. I'm waiting for my daughter from this academy. That would be impossible. It's impossible. Like De Niro says, as Rupert Pupkin in the best comedies ever, king of comedy. He says that to his mother. No, she would never do that because she doesn't want it, and that's it. She's just at the Lycée Français, which is next to it, and I'm waiting for her. And I have an impressive background. It's laughable because what I see happening around this thing, I don't get inside, and I don't want to. Indicates corruption, people who study to become officers, but they just disobey, disregard the rules and the laws, even as they prepare to become officers. Later they will be just joining not the League of Gentlemen, but the League of corrupt people, judging by this early attitude. Anyway, returning to Strategies of Seduction, Gabriel Liiceanu is a luminary with his friend Andrei Plesu. They represent la creme de la creme. There are no other intellectuals to compare them with, and they have been also inspirational, even lately with the demonstrations, the big beautiful demonstrations against neo-communists, descendants from the Communist Party, the Red Plague. They wrote with humor, especially in the case of Andrei Plesu, with genius, and they encouraged and inspired the elites, and we must be grateful to have such bright lights, demigods, if you will. Having said that, I must say that for a few years I didn't want to hear about them. Never mind read, which is what I'm doing now. I'm reading through the articles of Plesu, especially because I also like his jocularity, and so for a few years they were still supporting the then president, and which I also did. I mean, in the first place, I was convinced that this former ship captain turned president of the country is the best hope we have in the fight against corruption, against the aforementioned unreformed, really, communists and thieves, in fact, a band of thieves. And soon after this enthusiasm, this hope of ours became not just an embarrassment, but a villain, a hoodlum, acting and speaking like a good fellow, like a man from the Scorsese movie. And still I was overwhelmed to see those two philosophers still supporting him. It's true that explanations can be found, and now I'm, alhamdulillah, much more relaxed, and say that indeed it's a question of loyalty, disbelief. I mean, how can someone transform from a hero, from, I don't know, Superman into Darth Vader, from an angel to Mephistopheles? How can it? It's impossible. Again, it's impossible. So now it's water under the bridge, and to mention a few words about the book, which is, I was thinking as I it's an audio CD as I listen to it, that this is, if I want to have notes on it, I have to put down some. It's impossible for me to make a. It's the third time. I'm getting old. To analyze, to make analysis of analysis, because Gabriel Liiceanu is making an analysis of love. He talks about, yes, he also writes, but this was on audio CD, and it was the author reading, which is, he has an excellent voice. It is even more of a pleasure. And he talks about Romeo and Juliet, and the beautiful scenes, and my lips, my hand, and it's divine, of course. But he also mentions the other view, if you will, the opposite, cynical look. Emil Cioran, who talks about two salivas combining, and that was in his younger days, because when he was about 70, if I'm not mistaken, he fell in love with a woman much younger than he was, and probably changed his view completely. At different moments I was thinking of a character from Thomas Mann, who says love, this only friendship, these are great words, but they only exist in novels. You don't find it in real life. If you think about what love means, to the end, till death do us part, you don't find humans really feeling this. Even if they keep saying, oh, my love is so, I have no words to express it. No, that's false. Real love you can find only in novels. I don't know. That was another point of view.